Flora. In terms of who she is, she was specifically put in the botanic garden, which is basically composed of Nikkes that heavily specialize on anything that's related to plant. Looking at her design, she does have a very fancy dress and a very big umbrella, which kinda makes her look like a princess or a daughter of a very wealthy family, which is a pretty interesting set of clothes for her to wear, since her main purpose is about taking care of anything that is basically considered botanic or anything that's plant related, which I believe is a somewhat messy process. Maybe if she starts wearing a fancy hat and some big gloves like those gardeners usually wear, maybe I can start seeing her as someone who specializes in this field. But overall, a great design nonetheless. And I swear, when it comes to twin tails, I don't know if shiftup has a heavy obsession for these types of characters, but whenever they make twin tails, it's always a banger or a 10 out of 10, and this one is no different from the others. For her characteristics, it kinda heavily revolves around the theme of the character itself, which is basically plant related. Like for example, whenever she interacts with someone, she usually compares them to that of a plant. She also loves to teach other lessons that is heavily related to plant. And of course, there are many more, but I don't want to list them all here. In other words, her characteristics shows her passion and love for this type of subject, and I just find this idea, I would say, very heartwarming or endearing to be more specific, I guess.